and welcome back to the channel. Now this video was going to be axe and saw video, but I've decided I've got so many of them, I think I'll do this one as just a saw video. Basically these are the saws I still have. I've had more and sold them for some particular reason or other. I've omitted 3 backhoe bow saws because they're not very exciting and I didn't really see much point in putting them in the video. There's quite a few here, quite a lot of Silkies and a few bow saws. Let's crack on. Right, first one up, one you're all familiar with, the backhoe Laplander. And this one's in orange, and as you can see I've done 2 holes in the handle in case I ever want to strap it to a pole and cut up high with it. Never done it, but basically when I came back from the trip to Panama I realised it's a good thing to do, because if you're going to be cutting palms down, you don't really want to be climbing up there. So that's why I done that. I didn't take this one to Panama, I actually took the one I can't find. I better go and get it. So I've been to get it, and this is the Gomboy. This is the saw I took to Panama. This is a Gomboy 270. Use this a fair bit. This is an excellent saw. I am actually missing a tooth. Really like this saw. I've got a bit of a sizer lanyard for fire lighting. Yeah, really like that saw. It's a cracker. There's your first two, the Gomboy and the Laplander in orange. I've had a few Laplanders over the years. I stuck with the orange one. A small one, Silky pocket boy in a belt sheath I made myself. Now to be honest though, this hasn't seen a hell of a lot of use. It's a cracking saw, it'll do just about anything, but hasn't seen a huge amount of use for me. I prefer something bigger. And I did use this saw in a video where I lit a fire with just this saw and a flint and steel, I think, and use that as the steel. Silky pocket boy. Now a saw that's becoming a firm favourite with me, the Agawa Boreal 21. This saw is great. I really like this saw. Yeah, using that saw quite a lot now. Really like that saw. Excellent saw. Another bow saw, the Bob de Strood. Now I've had this quite a few years and it's been on quite a few trips and it's cut quite a lot of wood. An excellent saw. And I first saw this saw with a friend of mine, Paul Bibby, who came camping with me a few times many years ago. And Scott and I both fancied these, so we both got one, and yeah, an excellent saw. Quite a comfortable handle. Another Silky, the big boy, medium tooth, flat blade. In my opinion, if you're going to buy one saw for everything, this is it. You can craft with it because it's not too aggressive. It's nice and straight. If you want to do any kind of joints or anything for any sort of woodwork, excellent. I think the best all-round saw you can buy for your money. Excellent saw. Let's get on to something big. The Silky Katana Boy 500. and you've seen me using this quite a bit. This is a beast. I wouldn't consider buying the larger one because it's just too awkward to pack, because it'll be that much longer again. I think they do a huge one as well. Not interested, too big for me anyway. This is great. Unfortunately the blade's a bit on the blunt side now, because Nick and I, when we went camping, we cut up a load of oak a couple of years ago. The oak burnt well, it took its toll on the edge. One day when I'm feeling flush, I may buy a new blade, but I wouldn't bet on it because I don't take it out that often because it is so big. Another Silky Zubat cracking saw. I think this would be more of a professional arborist choice than a big boy. It's a bit dirty, naughty boy. I've had this saw a year. My wife bought it for me last year on my birthday, and I really like using this. This is a great saw. I think for bucking up wood, I think this is probably better than the big boy, because you can get your grip next to the blade and there's basically a better action on it if you're just bucking up wood. That's my opinion anyway. I'm looking at these now as a bushcrafter and an outdoorsman rather than an arborist. I'm sure arborists have quite different views on things, but I would prefer to use that for bucking up wood than a big boy. The Zubat. Now a relatively recent purchase. I bought this just to try it out and do a video on it. I'll be blunt with you. It was dead cheap, and that's the Samurai pruning saw. Now I did think it came with medium teeth, but they're actually fine. But it bucked up wood okay. I can't grumble at all. I think that's an absolute bargain of a saw. If you're on a budget, I think I would prefer it with the medium teeth. I wouldn't be surprised it was going cheap because it had fine teeth, but it does work well. So yeah, can't complain with that. That was a good little purchase. The Samurai. Now to the most used saw in my saw collection. The orange big boy with a curved blade. Now if you follow me regularly, you will know I have changed the blade on this because the other one went pretty blunt. So I bought the upgraded blade. I can't remember what they call it, the Outback. I bought an Outback blade. I don't really know if it's that much better than the original. A lot of people seem to think it is. I thought it was about the same personally. That is my most used saw, probably because of the orange handle, and if I put it down I can find it. Last time I went out and I took this, I realised that the blade was loose, so I've tightened it up and now it's really tight. So I don't know if there's a problem there. We'll wait and see whether when I took it off and put a new blade on, something loosened up, because it was really loose last week. But yeah, excellent saw. Not that great for crafting because of the rough teeth, but you'll get by just fine. Silky big boy, coarse blade, coarse curved blade. Now my last saw, the Spring Creek 30-inch buck saw. Bit of a love-hate relationship with this. Another saw my wife bought me for my birthday the previous year, so 2 years ago. Or was it Christmas? Doesn't matter anyway when I had it. I find the handle quite big on this. I haven't got small hands, but when you're using it, if you're gripping it hard, you get quite a bit of fatigue with it, which is a shame. But I did find if you use a loose grip with it, you don't get that. So if you do buy one of these, and they're an excellent saw, I got no problem with it. Change the blade mine to a Reka hard teeth blade rather than the greenwood blade, because I always do that, I always change them, because I don't cut greenwood. Yeah, a great saw. 30 inches. I didn't want to get a 24 inch because the extrudes are 24, and then when I bought the Boreal I went for a 21, so they're all different sizes, my bow saws. Yeah, good saw, but beware fatigue on the hand. Loose grip does the job. So there you go, Spring Creek 30 inch collapsible buck saw. So that's my saw collection, which I've used every one of them. Give me a saw before an axe any day of the week. A saw and a big knife. You can buck your wood up, you can split it down with a big knife. It's a lot less weight to carry than a big old axe. There we are, those are my saws. Well, thank you very much for watching. A thumbs up is always appreciated. Until the next time, and the next time will be the axe video, because I'm sitting here surrounded by axes now. Ta-da! It's a yellowy orange. But yes, now last weekend I went out, no, was it? Shit, can't remember. I think they are great. I would choose a saw and a large knife before an axe, a small knife and something else. I'll scrap that bit. No, I won't say that. And I had this saw last year. My pal Mike Keogh, who runs the UK Bushcraft show. Wrong one, he doesn't run that fucking show, scrap that. Mike runs the annual knife show, which we haven't had for a couple of years unfortunately, due to some pandemic or something.